Hello. Okay, so today what I'm trying to do is integrate Axe Windows, the automated accessibility testing engine for Windows applications, into a UWP app, which I've created with Windows Template Studio. So it's a really bare bones app. What I did, I went File, New, Project, Windows Template Studio. I gave it a name, which obviously isn't app 61. And all I did was add I didn't get a warning about something earlier. All I did was add. Oh, I'm glad I did this earlier now. Hooray, Visual Studio crashed. All I did was add Windows App Driver tests. Brilliant. Cancel all that. Oh, it's gone. I could have just gone through it, couldn't I? All I did was add the WinUp driver, which has basic tests. What I did is I came in here and I set the app ID, which if you don't know you can get from the package manager, packaging tab, and it's this package family name. That thing you'll see is what I've put in there. I think that's all I did. I ran the app because you have to run the app so it's installed so the test can test it. And obviously I can now do the default test. What the default test does is run the app, maximize it, take a screenshot and close it. Hooray, so that was what you saw. It passed, it did that, brilliant. It just created a screenshot. There's the screenshot. It's a big, huge PNG. Don't need that. So what I want to do is create a test which will launch the app and then check that screen for accessibility. If I can do one screen, then I can do others, and hopefully do other things in the future. I thought it was worth exploring because I came across the this repo from the Accessibility Insights site, and I saw you could do it automated. I was like, oh, that looks good. What's here isn't immediately obvious to me what to do with it. Down here there's an automation reference page, but then this looks mostly like just generated, what's it called? Just generated documentation. So I thought I would have a go at trying to integrate it myself. There is an example down here which doesn't use Windows App Driver, which may or may not be easier. It's launching an exe. Okay, so I haven't got an exe, I'm in a UWP app, so that's what's going to make this a challenge. Miscellaneous stuff I can't be able to read. We'll read it if I need to. But the first thing we need is a NuGet package. I can't even remember what it was called. What's it called? It was near the top, wasn't it? Axe.windows. Axe.windows. Of course, if it doesn't, 10,000 downloads. So everyone knows about this. Let's not get the pre-release. Let's just everything's pre-release. Okay. 10,000 people using this. That's. I feel behind the curve, shall we say? Let's hope it installs. Show check dependencies. Yeah, I guess. I've still got some Windows Template Studio things left to do. Add tests, which is what we're going to do. Let's make that go away. Go away. Oh, there was another error warning. Change the location where the screenshots are saved. Create separate folders. It's fine where it goes. Oh look, it's in the root of C. So that's fine. There's some setup. What does our setup do? Launch the app, maximize it, and we've got some teardown. Kills the session, which I think closes the app as well. Oh, and just to say, I've got Windows App Driver running, just hidden off screen. So let's do what the instructions tell me. Let's add another test. Like all the best demos I can't spell. Go away. Don't need a file name. What do we need? We need a... So we need a process. Do we have to have a process? That's using process.start. What do we do about... we've got app session as a global in our test. I wonder if... if this has a process ID, that would be ideal. Too much to hope for, I think. Must have one under the hood somewhere, I'd imagine. I have a feeling there's probably going to be some goodness there. Hang on. What we'll do is we'll just leave that there. What I'm going to do is break there and see if we can find something useful from the session. So we'll debug that test, see what happens. That was all rather quick. What did it think? It thinks it ran. It's not hitting my breakpoint. Why are you not hitting my breakpoint? Oh, I'm in the wrong one. That would make sense. Let's just do it from here. Right. Quick watch window shows me that want something obvious, contexts, just native app. Oh, a Windows handle, that might be useful. I wonder if we can do something with that. Cache capabilities probably don't care about. It's just some, yeah, nothing obvious. What else do we see here? Has lots of web-based stuff which doesn't really apply. probably doesn't expose the process because we don't need it. But I do like that we've got a window handle. That looks promising. Let's stop that. If we go back to, if I find the right thing, config builder. Let's have a look at config builder. We'll probably want this using, if I can copy properly. What did we want to do? On the builder config. Oh, wrong. So we don't have a test process ID. Can we build for something else? Let's so that doesn't help. I could just trying to think about how to do things differently. I could launch it differently in a way that I get a process, but then I can't manipulate the app to go to different pages, and I want to be able to go to different pages so I can test each page for accessibility. Let's just see if there's hang on, let's just look at all the issues. Accessing apps like authentication, false positive, if unit test, general question. That's not helpful to anybody. Automation ID is unavailable. Headings invalid. UWP app supported. Haha. Needs investigation but closed. I'd love to test my. Well done, Venabon. I like your style. Ooh. Can do it, Rob Gallo says. We believe him. So it's possible in somehow, maybe not Winamp Driver. Although it did say, hey, you could use Winamp Driver, didn't it? Yeah. Type mismatches, full name is false positive bug, change status, document. Add rules, enable accessibility, something, false positive, just general bugs. Where's it gone? So I'm going to assume that where they said Selenium UI test, they mean WinUpDriver, because WinUpDriver is a wrapper around it. Oh, there's another repo, related repo, I'm assuming. Aha, add UWP. I'll have to, it's supposed to be. They depend on different versions. Okay. As demonstrated in this project, Accessibility Insights. What was this? Haha, Accessibility Insights has UI tests. I'm guessing they test them. Oh, I hope they test themselves with their own tools. That would be helpful, because that's what I want to do. When yeah, brilliant. This is what I wanted. It's just too hidden away. Simply run the test the same way units to run. What the what? I have a feeling I already have a fork of this. No? Okay. Download it, run it, see if I can get it working that way. If I can get that working, then it should be easy to copy the functionality somewhere. So I have a fork. I'm going to open it in GitHub Desktop, because that's my preference. Oh, sorry, I'm off screen. I'm just going to clone that. New dialogue in GitHub Desktop I hadn't seen before, which was fun. I just ignored it. Where was that test project? It was under source UI test. Okay. Source UI tests. Oh. It's a solution file here. I don't want to get the whole thing. Let's just open the project. I'm only going to open that with 2019 preview. these projects are not supported. Okay. There's install the project there which you didn't like. Yeah, it's pulled in the whole solution. That's why. Let's see if I can build it as a start. On the possibility it might get some good translation, or sorry, dictation, I would just resize that window for you. And see what's happening. Not a lot. Errors, probably. Don't know what that last progress bar then was then. Build succeeded, that's promising. Find me some tests. Well, there's a lot here I don't understand. A test method. Strong naming test method. Let's find a test that looks getting started pages test. That looks promising. Let's have a look at it. I think all the goodness is going to be in that base class that was mentioned. Yeah, lots of things I recognise. Okay. They've got an isWinUp driver running. I've got one of them. Get process by name. That might help us. Let's see if that comes in helpful soon. Launch application and attach. It's an exe though. What was that thing that got me excited? Get processed by ID, wasn't it? I've got a similar thing elsewhere which will start it as well if it's not running. What is process? Is this a process array? I just wonder. ID, yeah, brilliant, okay. I'm going to pinch you. I don't care about you. We'll jump here. We're going to get ourselves an ID. I'm going to stop it maximizing as well because that's a bit annoying. Just gets in the way. Process. It's from System Diagnostics. Didn't even know. I'm going to hope that there's one of them. Let's just hard code this for now. See how we go. That's not going to be WinUp driver. I think it's going to be UWP Axe test, which was the name of my app. Let's try it and see what happens. Oh, this is exciting. Maximize because it was maximized previously. Let's undo that. Oh, was that what my process was called? Let's pop Process Explorer. Control Shift. Oh, different keyboard. Ooh. Step over this and cross fingers. That's really promising. Right, so we have an ID. Now we can do, hopefully, the stuff it says to do. Where was it? Let's just pinch that. Oh, it says optional. Or might come back to that. We need to scan the factory. Okay. Which should. Thank you. Config the build. That looks promising. And then we can run. I don't want to go near. Nuke all the testing stuff. Yeah, how did that? How's this code sample valid? What's scan going to return? Scan results. Ugh. Let's just assert something. Oh. Don't need a file as this, so I want error count. Error count should be 0. Let's step through this again. Hey? We'll do that. So app launch, we have a process. Give me some locals. Let me see what's going on. We got a config. We got a scanner. Let's scan. This is big fingers crossed. Step over. It's doing something. Oh, it had an error. Hooray! It did something. It's progress. Come on. Failed to get the root element of a process. Oh, you can't even read all that. That's horrible. Oh, so close. Can't get the root element from the process ID. Oh. That's just like a big spanner in the works stump, isn't it? What do we do now then? Hang on, let's see, what is our process ID? 20260. Whoa, that's not the one I wanted. Is it because we've got a broker? I don't want to have to dig into Process Explorer just because I don't understand it enough. This is the properties on that, which I'm guessing is what? The file folder. I'm really stumped now. Let's look back at the other project, see if we can learn more from that. It does a process start. What's AI WinDriver? Is this a wrapper on the too loud? Is this a wrapper on the both processes? So it's taking the WinUp driver session and a process ID. What do you do with the session? Everything. Look, this is kind of exactly what I want. Do I have to do all this as well, though? But this has still got the process ID which it got from an exe. I wonder if the internet can tell me. For running a UWP app. Oh, I believe Raymond Chen knows what he's talking about. Windows no space. So why would that process ID be different from the one I had? I wonder what happens if I start the app running. Which one's that? The wrong one. So if I start the app running, we'll just ignore all the WinApp driver stuff for now. Just go away. What's that option missing? Go away. We just got initialized, so we got a set of classes. That's setting up the folders, don't care about that. Something's running. Oh, that was the test run still. So here's our app running. Now let's try. We have a process. And it worked. Oh. Scan results. There wasn't an output file, but no errors. Brilliant. Right, app's still running. Let's kill it. Let's put something in it which will fail. So main page. Horrible, nasty mess. I think if we just give it the name of simple button, it will complain because button's in the name and it's the type. This really should fail. I'll just run. There's our horrible button that does nothing. So what we, right, so we're not in debug. So I started it from the thing, we've still got our button there. Where's our test? Don't need that other breakpoint. Get our process, get our scanner. Please have errors. Error count 1, brilliant. That failed, good. Right, scan results, what do you show? Oh, it's not the error I was expecting. The name property of a focal, I said, well, the focal support element must not be known. Oh, so I said the unit X name should be. Oh, I thought that would get picked up. Okay, well, it doesn't matter because we've still got a failure, which is what we wanted. Right, so we can run UWP apps. We can run it against UWP apps. We can't start them via was it just a one-off? Let's like all the best tests, you know, we'll just run it again and hope we get a different result. Something went bang. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh, I know if we actually hit this exception. It's a horrible test, but it'll give us a different result. Oh, okay, maybe that process thing was just a one-off glitch. Really bad automation name. Just rebuild that. And hopefully oh, we're still expecting an error. We need to get a different error. Just step through it. Oh, that's annoying. Scan results null. Oh, the scanner thing failed, didn't it? unable to locate root element. Let's kill it and we'll kill the app. Let's take this button out. Oh, why won't you comment out? Right, with that out, there should be no errors, it should all be good, and I should be able to run it again. What do you think? Is this going to work? We need some kind of polling thing. I've still got the button. Rerun the app just to make sure it's all good. Okay. Rerun the test. There is no button, and it passes. Is the whole process thing being affected by the debugger? It's possible. It seems to be what's happening. Either way, I've got what I wanted, haven't I? I've got a test using Windows App Driver. Launch the app, scan it, get results. Let's see if I can have it output to a file. Failures. I want to put that in the same place I was putting the screenshots. Was that in the setup? It's a horrible hacky thing. Take the whole thing. But not call it screenshots, call it accessibility reports, or even ally reports. Just get the code compiling good. Oh. Scrap the bit off the just make sure I've got that in temp, new folder. Okay, we want to go back to the let's deploy it. Make sure it gets fully deployed so we can launch it properly. I've got script to do this elsewhere. I'll hook that up another time. Okay, and we got a horrible button. So now, if I run the test, it should give us an error and we should get a file in that folder. There's the app running. Failed. Something's thinking. Did I tell it to write to that folder. It passed. What have you passed? Oh no, I'm really confused. Something's getting cached somewhere, isn't it? The app's not running. Tempting fate, but I'll debug it. Is it even getting that far? Scan. Right, let's take that name out. Run the app again. We should still see the button. Yes, we see the button. Okay. Run the test again. Now we should get errors. Yes, we get errors. Did it automatically write an error? Yes, and we get a report. Hang on, just go away. Oh, it's binary. Yes, it's binary. Okay. But we have a test. WinUpDriver ran a test. We did some UI stuff. We had an app which we know failed accessibility because it had some had a bad button in it. So our test failed, and we got a report. Oh, it's like, well, it's a slightly disappointing Christmas, but we got what we wanted. Okay, so I think that's what I wanted to do. I'm happy enough. It's late on a Saturday night. I should be doing fun things, but this is fun to me. I'm special. Hopefully that was interesting. I'm going to go and tidy this up another day, and maybe I'll stream that too. We'll see. Okay, take care. Stay safe. Bye bye now.